All right, today we're going to do section 3.7 called the metric system. And this is a little bit like what we did last year when we had to convert between liters, milliliters, deciliters, and that sort of thing. So first off, I want to talk about the different meanings of the words in front of them. So when we have a K, that means kilo. Let me kind of write it off to the side here, kilo. When we have an H in the front, that means hecto. Hecto. When we have a D-A, that means deca. D-E-K-A. Then we have our unit. Then we have just a D means, let me go up and down here. D means deci. And if it begins with a C, it means centi. Okay, let me erase that. That's not very clean. Centi, like a centimeter or centi, I guess it would be. Or M means milli, so like milliliter. Okay, so now we have length. Okay, so length in meters. So if you see km, hm, let me try to line these up here. So there's km, hm, da, m. Then we would just have our regular unit, which is meters. Okay, then we would have dm, cm, centimeters, we've heard that one before, and millimeters, we've heard that one before as well. So what about if we did it with capacity, which is how much can a bottle hold in liters? Okay, so if I did this whole thing, this is just kind of an example how to do the km, hm, dam, m, dm, cm, mm. Okay, so if we did it in liters, then I would do KL. L is always capitalized when we're doing liters. HL, DA, capital L. Then our unit is just liters. Then D, capital L, C, capital L, M, capital L. Milliliters, centiliters, deciliters, liters, deciliters, hectoliters, kiloliters. Okay, that's what they all mean. Now let's try one more, and this is in mass, which is how much space something takes up in grams. So if I did the K in front of the little g, it'd be kilogram. H in front of the little g, it'd be hectogram. D, A, G would be decagram. Then we just have our regular old unit, gram. Then if I did DG, it'd be decigram. CG would be centigram, and MG would be milligram, which we've heard that one before, hopefully. Okay, so this is stuff just to help you realize that we're just putting the letter in front of the unit, and that makes it bigger or smaller based on what we're doing. So now here's a little rule that we need to follow. If you move to the right, we're talking about this with the 6th grade right now, to the right, multiply by 10, 100, 1,000, etc. Okay, so 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million. All right, and then, I bet you can guess it, if you move to the left, then we are dividing by 10. 100, 1,000, etc. Again, up to a million, a billion. Okay, so we just have to make sure we're following those place value places. So I'm multiplying by 10, 100, 1,000. If you look back at my place value chart, that's where you'll see what you can multiply by. And the kind of the trick is, if you're moving it once, 1 0 means you're going to move the decimal place once. 2 zeros means you're going to move it twice. 3 zeros means you're going to move it 3 times, okay? So we just need to know that multiply to the right, divide to the left. So we just need to get that, try to memorize that. Okay, I'm multiplying by 100. I remember last year, you always wanted to say, well, I'm rolling the decimal point. I'm rolling the decimal point. But I said, no, why can you do that? Because we're multiplying and dividing by 10, 100, 1,000. That's why we can roll that decimal point. All right, so we are going to do a few practice problems on the next slide. Okay, the first one we're going to do, make sure I have my white on, is it says to convert. We are going to convert 7,603 milliliters, and we want to know how many liters that will be. So if I go back and look at my original thing, right now I'm at milliliters. So let's find that. So we're on the very, very right side. And I want to get it to liters. Okay? So I want the decimal point to move 1, 2, 3 spots. So I know I need to do something by 1,000. Okay, so if I move it back 1, 2, 3, all I have to do is go 1, 2, 3. And I know that it is 7 and 603 thousandths liters. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the first slide that we did. Okay, I'm looking at the first slide. I see milli is right on the very right. So I know that my decimal point is to the right of milli. Okay, so if it's to the right, I scoop under. Here, let me write this out. So again, we have K, H, dA, then our unit. Then we have D, C, M. Right now, I'm at milliliters, so my decimal point's right here. I want it to be liters, which would be the unit. The unit is liters. So I have to bring it back. 1, 2, 3. So I know that I need to bring it back 3 spots. So what I'm doing, I'm moving to the left, so I divided by 1,000. I want you to be able to tell me this. It's fine if you just write it somewhere on there. I can do this because I'm dividing by 1,000. Here's my answer. Okay, let's try another one. Convert 4 and 57 meters into what centimeters? Okay, so right now, I'm going to erase these so we don't get confused here, our little jumps. So right now, my decimal point is we always put it to the left of what it is. So my decimal point right now is here, meters. Okay, and I want it to be centimeters. So I have to move it 2 spots to the right. When I move to the right, I multiply. So I'm going to multiply by 100 or move it 2 spots to the right. So that is the same as 457 centimeters. I hope you're starting to catch on. Let's do some more. Okay, so what I would do at the top of your page is I would write this KHDA unit, DCM, because that helps a lot with what you're doing. So let's try another one. If I have 4 and 35 hundredths liters, and I want to know what it would be in milliliters. Okay, so right now I'm at my unit, so I'm going to put my decimal point there, and I want to go to milliliters. So I jump 1, 2, 3 spots to the right. When I move to the right, I'm multiplying, so I'm multiplying by 1,000. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my original. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So it is 4,350 milliliters. Okay, because I had to go one more spot than the numbers I had, so then I just add in that 0 there, and that gives me my new number. Again, you need to tell me we're multiplying by 100, multiplying by 1,000, dividing by 1,000. You need to tell me that. Okay, let's do a few more problems on the next slide. All right, so again, let's write this down. We start with K, H, D, A, unit. Then we have D, C, M. Okay, remember, our unit's either going to be liters or meters or grams. Okay, those are going to be our units that we're working with. So if you see just a regular old L or regular old M or regular old G that doesn't have anything in front of it, you know we're going to start at our unit. All right, so for number 4, we are going to do 250 kilograms, or 250 kg equals what in grams? Okay, so I'm going to look for my K, put it to the left, or sorry, to the right. Okay, and we need to move it all the way back to G, or grams. So I need to move it 1, 2, 3 spaces. And I moved it 3 spaces to the right, so I know I'm going to multiply by 1,000. Remember, however many zeros there are there, that's how many spaces you're moving. So right now my decimal point is here. I need to move 1, 2, 3 spaces to the right, so that means I need to add 3 zeros. Okay, so my answer is 250,000 grams. That's quite a lot. 250,000 grams. Again, make sure you have this because I need to see what you're doing to get to that answer. And for number 5, 60 centimeters equals how many meters? Okay, so let's erase this. Actually, you know what wouldn't be a bad idea, you guys, is if you wrote this KHDA unit, DCM, for everyone, because then it's going to help you remember it. Because when it comes time for a test, I'm not going to be telling you this. So you need to know KHDA unit DCM or something. I mean, come up with a little song to help you remind you of it. Okay, so right now I'm starting with M. I always put my decimal to the right of the letter. Oh, sorry, I'm not starting with M. That's what I need to go to. I'm starting with CM. So we're going to start with the C. We need to get it to M, or meters. Be careful of that, because if we were going to this one here, it would be millimeters, or mm. But we aren't trying to get to mm, we're trying to get to M. So we want to go back to the unit. Okay, so if I start with C, I need to go 1, 2 spots to the left. When I move to the left, I'm dividing by 100. Make sure you have that on there. So 60, I need to go 2 spots to the left. So my answer would be 0 and 6/10 meters, because I'm dividing by 100. All right, we're going to try one more here right now, and it is 0 and 27 hundredths grams equals how many milligrams? Okay, let me erase all my little notes that I made up here. Remember, if it's just a plain old letter, it's going to be your unit. I almost got mixed up on this one because I was going to go to this M. But these are prefixes. These M, C, D, D, A, H, K. They come before just the plain old unit. So make sure you don't get mixed up with that. When you see that M, you're going to maybe want to go to this M. You tell yourself, no, I don't go to that M, because that would be the same as doing MM or GM, or sorry, MG, not GM, MG milligrams, or ML milliliters. This is the M that comes first, not just the regular old M, which would be your unit. Okay, so again, we're starting to the right of grams, which is one of our units, and we want to go to milligrams. So that means we want to go to mg here. Okay, so I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 spots to the right. 1, 2, 3 spots to the right. So I need to add a 0. So this would be 270 milligrams. If I move 3 spots to the right, that means I'm multiplying by 1,000. Yes, I am multiplying by 1,000. All right, that's all that I have for you today. So please make sure if you have any questions that you come in. And again, be very careful. I want you to be memorizing this KHDA DCM. Okay, this is very important. It'll help you convert so much easier, help you remember everything so much easier than just having to memorize. Okay, I need to multiply it by 1,000 to go from grams to milligrams. Okay, that's kind of tricky to remember all those little steps. But if you can remember this, KHDA DCM, then it might be a little bit easier for you to do a lot of this converting. Well, thank you for watching and have a great day.